Welcome to my video today. This is the Doran the Enchanter deck that I wrote about last week, and today we're gonna take it through a couple of Magic Online matches to see how it does in action. Alright, see you at the beginning of round 1. Okay, round 1 has started. Our opponent won the die roll. Let's see, alright. He's here, so what about this hand? We have no mana guy, but other than that I think it's a pretty decent hand. We might not be able to Blood Moon, because this might have to get black mana. But we have a turn 2 play into a knight and a fetch land, so all in all I think the hand's pretty fine. We might also still draw into one of our 8 mana guys. So I think we have to keep this, especially without knowing what our opponent's playing. And we also have 2 removals, so we can answer a lot of stuff. That's kind of bad for that hand. I guess we have to Temple Garden into Path to Exile. Alright then. Burn is certainly pretty good against our pretty painful hand that is kinda slow. But at least we have a removal. So we get our mana guy a turn delayed, but might have to DK if he drops an Eidolon here. Okay, he does nothing, not even a land drop. So that's kind of good for us. I think we just have to hierarch here, just because we have no third land, and if he burns that guy, it's still fine. 3 to that guy is not, it's 3 not to our face, as long as it's not with Searing Blaze. I mean, if he has Searing Blaze there and we don't draw a land, that's really bad for us. But not much we can do about that. Then again, we also won't have to worry about Blood Moon in that matchup, given that he's burn. Yeah, there's the Searing Blaze that I was afraid of. I think I'm gonna fetch here, even though we want to draw land, just so we can get a tapped Watery Grave. I mean, there's some risk to fetching Watery Grave here, just because we can't play either of our guys with some of the lands, but it gives us most colors and lets us cast DK, which matters, and gives us blue for Spellskite, so I think Watery Grave is the best option here. But there could be points made for fetching Overgrown Tomb instead. Well, we're likely just gonna die. Yep, that looks pretty bad. I mean, he has 3 hand cards. There's basically nothing that we can do to not die here. Guess we just DK that and pass the priority. I mean, he could wait to see if he plays something else, but I think it doesn't really matter. Oh, that's interesting. He seems to not have anything. And I guess we just play another Spellskite. They become 4/4 if we find a land for Doran. Then again, any fetch land kind of kills us. So yeah, we just dead here. So we bring in the Fleece Rams, the Courage. Might consider bringing in Eidolon or Shreds, but not that great. Definitely don't want Blood Moon. I think we also don't need Retreat here. So yeah, I think I like the rest of the cards. We don't really need any more of the sideboard cards. It is possible that the deck is spread a little too thin against burn in general, that it might need some more sideboard cards, maybe like more Fleece Rams. Like the friend of mine that gave me his like raw version of that deck had more Fleece Rams, and maybe the deck wants a couple more than 2. I'm not sure. That's a pretty decent hand. Can keep that. I think Fleece Ram's actually gonna be really good against burn. Card might be actually underplayed. There's a point to be made for Catacombs into basic forest, but then if Hierarch dies we don't have blue mana, so it might be better to just fetch blue with the Catacombs to make sure we have all our colors. Since Sewer is actually really good in that matchup with Flinching Courage. Oh, we got land, that's nice. And there's the Sewer that I was talking about. I think it's probably actually better to decay this, just so he can't like attack and burn this. As long as we get to Sewer and Flinching Courage we are fine. Oh, I kind of forgot that that guy flies, which makes him even better. So... Given that he can kill Hierarch next turn, I think I like playing this, so we can fetch blue end of turn, in case he kills our Sewer, and then next turn we can just Temple Garden, and the turn after we can wind tap Swept Heath for basic land to cast Sewer. We could have also considered not fetching if we reveal something really valuable with a Goblin Guide, but the way it is now, we don't really mind. This game looks a lot better than the last one. So, Eidolon maybe? Which is totally fine given that we're gonna cast a 4-drop next turn anyway. Basic Plains. And we're not even gonna block next turn. Let's see how surprised he's gonna be if he gets hit for 4 lifelink. He might not see that one coming. You can even then like Fleece Ram DK him to basically take over the game. Might even be interesting to just Fleece Ram and let the Eidolon live. That's a little too late, my friend. Oh, he has passed, that's really good. And unfortunate. But he's fairly low on life, so that might come in handy. This is not the draw we wanted. Yeah, we might just die again here though. Yeah, it seems like the burn matchup might need some extra help. That is alright. It's actually kind of bad for him. He might get into trouble because of his own Eidolon against our Fleece Ram gaining us a life return and blocking. Now that might be a skull crack. Yep. Which is fine. As long as he doesn't have the last damage he needs. Wow, these draws are so terrible. That is pretty good. Now we can't even cast Doran. That is really unfortunate. Might take a while till we actually can cast anything. And we probably just die before we can cast anything. Yep. Okay, that didn't go so well. I guess I'll hop into a couple 2-mans, then like 2 more 2-mans to get 3 matches, since we lost round 1 of that 8-man. Okay, see ya for the next match.